Hello, this is Terrell Monks. I'm the senior, also known as old attorney for Oklahoma State Attorneys. I'm here with Kennedy Bryan, and we have learned that people sometimes feel a little bit puzzled, maybe even a little bit intimidated because they don't know what to expect when they are getting ready to come in for their first estate planning appointment. So we're making this just introductory video with some things you can be thinking about, some things you can be, questions you can be prepared for, issues that you know that will come up, so they won't come as surprises, and it'll help you do a better job answering questions and perhaps take a little of the stress out of the appointment, make for a more productive time. So basically, I've asked Kennedy to kind of give you the guide points. I will chime in if I think of something that might be helpful, uh, or maybe just to break up the fact that estate planning is monotonous and not particularly fun to talk about. So at this point, I'm turning you over to Kennedy Bryan. She is one of the attorneys in our office, and she is extraordinarily good with estate planning cases. And I consider her my right hand when it comes to estate planning. So with no further introduction, here's Kennedy.
Okay, so I'm a big picture person, so I'm going to give you a big picture of what the estate planning process looks like. So the first appointment is going to be your initial consultation, or what we like to call your design appointment. Then after that, you're going to have your signing appointment where you'll review your documents. You can see a video later about that. And then the last one is your pickup appointment. So again, in this video, we're just going to talk about what you can expect in your first initial consultation. The general purpose of the initial consultation is for us to come up with the best plan for your needs, your life, and your legacy. So this is a highly personalized appointment that's all about you, your family, and your spouse too, if you happen to bring them along.
And sometimes, especially about your children and grandchildren. We're going to be asking some nosy personal questions. Do you have any children or grandchildren who have health issues that we might want to plan around? Do you have a child or grandchild who maybe parties a little bit too often and in ways that you don't really support? We might want to plan around that. We probably should plan around that. We're also going to be asking you things like, at what age would this person inherit? Because if you're leaving a significant legacy for someone who's now a child and you die an untimely death, I don't want to be handing over large sums of money to 18-year-olds, because I remember what an idiot I was at 18. Let's just admit it, I was. And frankly, I'm not the only one. None of your children, I'm sure, but maybe one of those crazy grandchildren because you have in-laws to think of.
Okay, so prior to your intake appointment, we normally like to send you our intake form, so that way you can be thinking about a lot of the topics that we're going to be bringing up in your meeting. So the intake form is going to have pertinent information for you to really gather and think about. It's kind of a lot to take in at your intake appointment, so it's really helpful for us if you've already thought about this stuff and at least kind of have a framework of what you think you would like.
Well, and let's give them a little warning. You don't have to fill out every question on the intake form. Let's take an easy example. If it asks what are the names of your grandchildren and you don't have grandchildren, just skip over it. And if there's a question you don't really feel prepared to answer and you want to talk to us about it, well, we've talked to a lot of people about a lot of different issues. We might have some insight. Just feel free to draw a question mark in there and we'll talk about it.
Definitely. We help people all the time fill out the form. It's not uncommon that they don't know what a healthcare proxy is. We are happy to answer questions about things like that. So we're also going to ask you a lot of easy stuff like name, address. We need all your kids' names, spouse's information, and other just general information about you and your family. But we also go over more complex things like your estate planning goals, what assets you own, any real property, any minerals, family troublemakers, if you happen to have one of those.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about the family troublemaker for a minute. we parents, we know who the family troublemakers are usually, but man, it's really hard to admit my kid's a jerk sometimes. Oh, I'm a parent. I understand this, but at this appointment, it's time to take off the rose-colored glasses and say, my daughter's a control freak, if she is. And we need to plan around that. That doesn't mean we're cutting her out of your estate. We're just going to make some plans to reduce the chances of a big, nasty fight. And I will assure you that when it comes to big estate fights, the attorneys are the only winners. Unfortunately, many of us hate to admit and plan for the fact that our child is less than perfect. So at this appointment, please come prepared to admit, yes, this child has this problem. Let's work around it.
We're also going to go over things like who's going to receive your stuff after you pass away, and people who can serve as your power of attorney, your healthcare proxy, or your personal representative.
These should not generally all be the same person. Let me say a little bit about that. The person who has the expertise and the personality to do a really good job of investing your money may not have the same toolkit needed to provide loving, gentle care for your children or grandchildren, or for you if you become incapacitated. So it's rare, I shouldn't say it's never used, but it's rare that a single person is best to be the first choice on all of these roles.
So during this meeting, we're also going to pick out an estate planning package that best fits your needs. We have many different packages that you can choose from, and all of them are highly customizable. You can also expect us to be really upfront about our pricing. We never hide that from clients, and all of our packages are flat fees, so you know exactly upfront what you're going to pay for what you're getting.
Well, now, okay, let's give a couple caveats. If you wait until they're getting ready to do open heart surgery the day after tomorrow and you want your estate plan done before you go under the knife, that's going to cost a little extras. And if you come in with 32 changes after we draft your trust documents or will, that could cost a little extra. Now, we expect there will be a change or two, or maybe even 3. But if you come in with a whole new plan, we do reserve the right to charge a little extra for that. We don't like to, we avoid it, but you probably will know if you've gone over the top, and we'll talk about it.
So after we have this appointment, we're going to begin drafting your documents. And then after we're done drafting your documents, we'll give you a call and have you come in for your signing appointment. So are you ready to come see us? You should give us a call at 405-733-8686.
Okay. I think I'm supposed to repeat the number again because I hear on the radio commercials them saying the phone number 35 times in a 1-minute commercial. But I won't do that. I will tell you, there's one more warning. Don't be surprised if you come in and Terrell is wearing boots and jeans and a polo. I get dressed up when I have to. When I'm going to court, the judge makes me get dressed up. But when you come to the office, if it's not court day, don't be surprised if I look a little bit more casual than the attorney you were expecting. When I have to, when I need to, I've got the nice suit and the tie. You see my tie? I put that on for you today. But when I can, I'm dressed more comfortably. Kennedy is always dressed highly fashionably, however, so she upholds the tradition of the office. And I am old enough that I feel like I can do a little special style at this point in my life. Okay, I will concede one more phone number, 405-733-8686. Give us a call, get on the calendar, come see us. We look forward to meeting you, helping you out with your estate planning. Have a great day, guys. Okay.